Hey, what's up guys, and welcome in this new tutorial where I'm gonna show you the most common mixing mistakes that a lot of producers do. But before starting with this tutorial, I would like to remind you that all of the samples are from our new pack Apex Volume 2, which is a collection of modern tech house sounds that includes one-shots, midis, construction kits and much more that you can check out from the link in the description below. So let's start with this kick, for example. Let's have a listen. So you like how it sounds, and maybe you hear some rumble or some bad frequencies in the low area, so you think that it might be a good idea to use a low cut and I don't know, maybe cut everything below 30 Hz. This is what a lot of producers do, but it's a really bad mistake that can change a lot in your mixing decisions. So let's have a look at the peak of the kick drum without DQ. So we're using this Pro L2. As you can see, we don't have any gain on it. We just use it to measure the peaks. So we are around minus 3.9. Now let's turn on DQ. And we are at minus 2.8. So as you can see, instead of reducing the peak of the kick drum, this EQ is actually increasing the gain of the kick. And you can see it quite clearly if we double the kick, then we freeze it and we flatten the track, then we remove the EQ on our first kick. You can see how the waveform is pretty much different. Here we have much higher peaks, as you can see, also confronting these two. This one is a bit smoother, while this one has a louder peak, and this can be a problem in your mixes because it does affect the way your kick sound. Also check out the difference between these two kick drums. So here in this part, this one has a much louder peak, while this one is once again a bit smoother. And if you have the kick playing only like this, you can easily fix that by, for example, adding a limiter. So we can go here and add a limiter, and we make sure that the kick won't clip even if we add an EQ. So we won't have any problems like this in terms of gain. But as you can see, when we change the waveform, we might have some problems in terms of phase. And this is something that might come up when you have a bassline. So let's go to this other example that we have here, where we have this kick and bass. So they sound really good, and as you can see, the phase of the kick and the bass are pretty much aligned. So they are going up here, then they're going down in this part, and then once again we have the waveform, which is pretty much similar. Obviously they are different sounds, so it's different, but the phase is pretty much aligned. Now let's add an EQ on the bassline as well, and let's cut the low frequencies. So no big problem from here, but if we duplicate the track and we freeze it and then we flatten the track, you can see that it has completely changed the waveform. So here we have this deep, while here it's a bit more stable and also a bit more smooth. So you can see it can create quite a bit of issues. Also, if we zoom out, you can see there is quite a lot of difference between the two waveforms. And a way to fix the phase alignment issues on the bassline is simply using an EQ in a linear phase, and this can be done with the Pro Q3. So just go here and set linear phase. You also have different options here inside of the Pro Q3, but we can go with medium, and we're gonna basically reproduce the same cut, so 30 Hz. Now we're gonna duplicate the track and freeze it and flatten the track. As you can see, the two waveforms are pretty much identical. So I'm gonna do another, I'm gonna double it again, and I'm gonna enable DQ without linear phase so that you can see the difference. Let me flatten the track. So this is the original, this is standard EQ, and this is the linear phase EQ. So let's zoom out a little bit. Quite a lot of difference between the standard and the linear phase, while the linear phase and the original are pretty much identical. Now let's do a quick listening test. Yeah, with the linear phase and the original it sounds much smoother and they sound much better together than with the standard EQ. So yeah, this is all for this quick tutorial on the most common mixing mistake that a lot of producers do. So when doing a low cut on low frequencies, always be aware of these issues that might come up with an increase of gain and with some phase problems. Don't forget to check out Apex Volume 2 from the link in the description below. Let us know what tutorials would you like to see next, and I'll see you soon. Bye!